everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sims Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be talking about The Unleashed by Danielle Vega. This is a sequel to The Haunted, which I reviewed not too long ago. You guys know me. I love Danielle Vega's work. I do! I mean, some of her stuff still scares the crap out of me. So many scenes from The Haunted are still... I read that book some time ago, and it's just like so vivid in my mind. Even Survive the Night. I read that book, oh my god, when it first came out. I actually think I had an ARC for it, a digital ARC. Still seared into my mind. She's really good at imagery. I will say, Danielle Vega is not the reason I did not like this book. I'm sorry, but my main hindrance with this novel was the amount of typos that were strewn about. It almost seemed self-published, and I say that as a self-published author who has gone back to look at herself and be like, oh my god, this is rampant with typos. Like, off sale, take off sale, take off sale. I kid you not, that has happened. But that's what this seemed like to me. There were so many typos, and I hated it. Right from the beginning, in that first prologue, typos. There were paragraphs that were broken up improperly. Like, there's a sentence doesn't end, but it continues on the next line. No punctuation marks, nothing. You've got words repeated. I mean, a part of me is acknowledging the fact that I'm kind of making it sound worse than it is. But from a reading standpoint, I think you understand, like, when you're reading a book, you want to get lost in it, and you don't want to just focus in on these typos. Every few chapters, typos. And again, it wasn't like small typos. It was big typos. Words repeated. Punctuation marks missing. And I mean, not just your normal, like, commas that are missing. The quotation marks are missing. So you don't know who's talking. You're just like, wait, who's talking right now? Is this still the same person, or is this a new person? Like, I'm confused. When things like that happen in a book, you are taken out of it, and you're losing that enjoyment. And you want to know something? I went on Goodreads to see, am I the only one who saw this? No. Apparently, the amount of typos was not just in my imagination. A lot of other readers did have complaints. It does seem like the editor just kind of was just like, well, Danielle Vega is such a good writer, I'm going to trust her judgment, and not really just, like, they skimmed through it, which is really sad. Because otherwise, I think this really could have been a really good sequel. That being said, I don't think The Haunted necessarily needed a sequel, so to me, it was somewhat unnecessary. I still enjoyed the story, and the reason I enjoyed it is because, again, Vega is a good writer. Those imagery, right from the beginning, you know, or meeting a different character, Samantha Davidson. She's at an institution for schizophrenia, and she's being haunted. And that whole opening sequence, just like with The Haunted, is impactful. It is memorable. Very well written. You know, Vega does a really good job with creating the scene, with creating the atmosphere, with really sucking you in with those haunting elements. Ghosts buzzing by your ear, the chilling sound of bees. I mean, it was really supernatural. And it was very creepy. You know, she's really good at creating those really memorable, creepy scenes. But what I also liked about the story is, again, while it seemed like an unnecessary sequel, it's all about giving, I guess, not just Hendrix closure, but you as the reader as closure. Because the way The Haunted ended, you're just like, wow, poor guys, they've been traumatized for life. And, you know, that's okay. It was an okay ending. It left the door open for a sequel, but it wasn't one of those, like, oh my god, this needs to have a sequel kind of books. But it does give you, the reader, closure for Eddie's death and the way these characters, you know, Portia was just silent, Raven was in a coma. Vega resolves all of that, which is good. I will say that. I think maybe the catalyst for the story could have been something different. I did like how it did tie into the past of um, Portia's family without really connecting to Portia herself directly. Like, she has no idea what's going on with her family or anything. So I did like that. But again, I felt it did feel unnecessary. I did like that the journey with the story was just focusing on Hendrix really getting that closure she needs for Eddie's death, because that was impactful. Again, Vega's really good at also creating really strong character dynamics and really good characterization. The romance that blossomed in the first book was so brief, but oh my god, it broke my heart a little bit. I was just like, you guys just started dating. Please don't die. And then it happened. So she's really good at creating really good characterization and really good character dynamics without leaning into cliches. It makes it stand out. You know, you get invested in these characters. You grow connected to these characters. And that's what I liked about it. So on that aspect, I am happy for the sequel. I enjoyed it as much as I could given the typos. I did enjoy it, but I do feel like, you know, it wasn't wholly necessary. I do like the closure we as readers get regarding the characterization and the character dynamics and Eddie's death as well. So, you know, overall, 3 out of 5 stars. It's really the typos. It's really the typos that are preventing me from giving it 4 stars. Those typos annoyed the crap out of me. I really, the editor really needs to just have their hands slapped with a ruler at this point. Because they dropped the ball on this one. They dropped the ball. That's the only reason I can't give this book more than 3 stars. So, on that note, if you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I have links in the description below for where you can purchase it. 2 of the links, Bookshop and Amazon, are affiliate links and do help me out if you want to check them out. And another way you can support me is by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a supporter on Buy Me a Coffee or by following any of my social media pages. Links to everything is in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading!